A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move, former U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly criticized current American policies that he believes are hindering Ukraine's ability to fully engage in its ongoing conflict with Russia. Posting on social media, Trump shared a striking image of himself pointing at Russian President Vladimir Putin, a gesture intended to emphasize his call for Ukraine to be allowed to fight back more aggressively against the Russian invasion. This statement comes at a particularly sensitive time, as negotiations for a potential peace deal are underway. Trump argued that after 3 years of war, Ukraine should be able to launch full-scale attacks without restrictions. He drew parallels to the assertive American stance during the Cold War, referencing a historic photo of then-Vice President Richard Nixon confronting Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev in 1959. The ongoing conflict has seen a significant escalation, with Russia launching a barrage of missile and drone strikes across Ukrainian cities, including a targeted attack on an American electronics plant. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned these actions, labeling them as deliberate assaults on U.S. interests. The Ukrainian government estimates that nearly 1,000 long-range drones and missiles have been fired by Russia since peace talks began earlier this week. Trump's comments also reflect a broader critique of the Biden administration's restrictions on the types of military aid provided to Ukraine. Since the onset of the full-scale invasion in February 2022, these restrictions have included limitations on the use of long-range artillery against targets within Russian territory. Trump expressed frustration over this strategy, likening it to a sports team with a strong defense that is not allowed to play offense. He questioned the effectiveness of Biden's approach, asking, "How did that work out?" This statement marks a shift from Trump's earlier, more confrontational tone toward Zelensky when they met in February, where he suggested that Ukraine was not in a strong negotiating position. Meanwhile, European leaders, including British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron, are reportedly backing plans to supply more arms to Ukraine, contingent upon Trump's approval, provided that Europe funds the sales. Despite Trump's mention of a potential meeting between Putin and Zelensky to resolve the conflict, there has been little indication that such discussions are progressing. Zelensky has underscored the need for a united front against Russia in light of the recent attacks, stating, "The Russians knew exactly where they lobbed the missiles. We believe this was a deliberate attack against American property and investments in Ukraine." He has called for a principled response from Ukraine's allies, stressing that pressure must be applied to Russia to bring an end to the war. Putin understands nothing but force and pressure, Zelensky asserted. As the situation continues to unfold, the international community watches closely, hoping for a resolution that will bring peace to the region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.